everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we have a dangerous team. The Saints are #1 in turnover differential, and they'll be up against a Colts team that knows they have to take care of the ball. With that, let's get you out to the Bayou. We're standing by as our commentary team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you. We are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Indianapolis Colts and the New Orleans Saints. They come out here in the aisle. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. In motion left goes Moncrief. Now a play fake, and it's locked. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner. Toughness in the pocket, strong and stout, but let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, that he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Kenny Vaccaro. Here's the offense, and if you're the defense, Charles, you really have to focus on that guy that's highlighted on the screen.
You're talking about pure speed. T.Y. Hilton can get down the middle of the field and really stretch a defense.
Here's Luck now on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
They'll fake it. Now Luck. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's got some space here. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. They begin the drive with Johnson. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And here now, New Orleans defensive unit.
Randy Gregory entered the league with people excited about his pass rushing skills. They continue to stay excited about his potential.
On second down, here's Luck. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Third down and 8 now. Off of play action, Luck. And this is going to be incomplete. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Fielded at the 20. They come out here in the eye. And they give this time to the tailback. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here we go now.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And they pick up a 1st down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
You know, times have changed, right? The old-school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They'll look to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now let's go.
Back to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. One receiver left is Hilton. To throw on second down is Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third. Third and long, it's Love. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. He's got daylight, the 30. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 69 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Here's Love. Trying to force it to his tight end, Walker, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And that formation won't yield much here as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Now this time he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. fake here on first down. He sets to fire deep. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Try the right side here. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Second down fumble. Now the offense needing to do something here on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Olivier Vernon brings him down.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only one on that play.
Fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cole Richardson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the Colts getting ready to go. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them.
And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
I think we need to come up with a different name for this position. We keep calling it the fullback position. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback, but we know this. Whoever's coming out of that spot is usually bigger and stronger, and they may not run away from people, but they'll run through them.
Yeah, able to shed tacklers. We saw it right there. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield, because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And there's so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. It's a little educational piece. I know a lot of people here, 3-4, 4-3, etc. Take us through the 4-3, Charles.
Okay, 4-3. 4 down defensive linemen, usually 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends. Behind them, the 3 those are the linebackers. The middle linebacker off.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 20, 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. 89 yards. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. And a cutback right sideline. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A big play there just before halftime. 56 yards. So all of a sudden with that run, maybe now a chance for points here.
It's a total mind shift, isn't it? Because what you were saying before was, hey, let's just get out of here, get the half over with. Instead, we can get some points now.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Let's go.
Back to throw. That is caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints have moved out in front. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And the Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They go play action here on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before the break. Luck. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, so both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And this one will be returned. To right around the 38-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here. A first down carry here for Johnson. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
On second down, here's Locke. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll run here with Zinner. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On second down, Johnson. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. They go back to the air here after the INT. And Josh Hill has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here we go now. Green, 90.
First throw now for the backup Bortles. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Throwing is Bortles. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on 3rd and goal.
Black 58, here we go now. Black 58, line. Green 39. Black 50.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out here in the eye. They go to Johnson again. And no room that time. Getting it to about the 46. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now it's locked. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there. Quick
lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and got the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front. Completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Play action. Now it's Bortles. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So the D-line's going to spread out. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. On the stop, Stephon Anthony with a tackle.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Here's Luck now on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
On second down, here's Luck. And complete to the tight end Walker, right side. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
And the offense inside the 5 here at the 4. It's first and goal. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out here in the I. They'll run it with Johnson. And he takes it in for a Colts score. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
The motion man here, Flainer. He's back to throw. And it's complete. It's a former Colt, Kobe Fleener. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive there. He hits the reliable target. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme.
And he knocks it through. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Back to throw. Love. Screenplay. Johnson. It's a pickup of 14 there, and it'll give the Colts a first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a hit and Locke lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up. The big fella. And in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it, and they take the lead. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. A lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know, head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Green to bring it back. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. One last throw here for Locke. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive.